Good morning, welcome back to another Monday with the poultry. In today's episode we're going to be ringing birds. So we've got the bird rings, so we'll be going off and doing that in just a minute. But first up, we're going to release the beasts. I can see that some of them have already decided to come out, and if you've not caught up on the previous video of us herding the ducks for the second time, it was their second time of being herded. You'd be able to see them being herded now. They've actually learned really quickly. They've done really well. So I actually came down here last night at about, I think it was about 10:30 I got down here last night. So it was all pitch black, and I totally forgot to cover up the hole, which is why there's one duck out and all the rest are still in. Ready? 3, 2, 1, release the beast. Come on then. One thing I haven't learnt yet is just how to walk out. So you have to get in there. See, Mrs. E's on her feet. See, Mrs. E's up and about. Yes. If you keep up with us on Facebook, facebook.com/annoyedad, you'll be able to see there was a video I posted up on Sunday. So there we go, that's all the ducks out. As you can see, they do it nice and quietly because they're good like that. They're nice and quiet creatures. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run around, give them some feed, check them all out, make sure everybody's all right, and then we'll get on with the ringing, because the ones we're going to ring are the ones that are in that coop just over there. And yeah, it is glorious. If you're not from the UK, yesterday was the hottest late August bank holiday ever, they say, but really it means ever since they started keeping their records. So yeah, it's going to be a glorious day again today. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and I'll be back in just a second. We'll explain why, how and whatever other reasons we've got for ringing the birds. Not their necks, their legs. Okay, so we're going to ring the birds, and we got the rings here, and these I just ordered off of eBay. I will admit I had to order something like 5 or 6 different ones before I came up with the right size of ones I require for my flock. And all the rings are, I'll show you, I've got some dirt on me, is they're just a piece of plastic, and it goes around the bird's leg, and it just snaps together there. So it snaps together, and it's in and it's on. So what you ideally want is you want a ring that's not tight round a bird's leg. So if you think of that, that's like a ring, like a wedding ring on a finger, and that's tight round there. You don't want that. You want it so as it's loose, so as it can still slide up and down the bird's leg. And I know that these ones are all right, because I've got some ones that we hatched back out in March that are in with the main flock now that have actually got these on their legs, and they're not too bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the birds in here, and the reason why we're doing them is because these are all birds that we have hatched from our main laying flock. So Mr. Herky, all the Black Orpington males, Cake and Present, have all been in at the ladies, and these are the resulting chicks that have come out of those eggs. So I want them ringed, so if we ever decide that we're going to do stuff with the main flock again, I can take out all of these birds, and I know I'm not going to get any inbreeding happening. The other thing is it also tells me what year. So I've decided myself that orange is going to be 2019's colour, and I choose another colour for 2020, and we'll go on from there. So it lets me know what year the bird was actually born in. Useful for keeping records and for knowing things like that. Yes, some of them will fall off, but if they fall off because I'm keeping the guys penned, then it's not too bad. The birds don't normally tend to really peck them off. And once you've got them on there, it's a good idea just to have a look every couple of months, every month or so, just to make sure that it's still free moving and that there isn't any issues. Now, I find the easiest way to catch birds to do things like this is to do it in the morning when the birds are still in the coop. They're in there, they're not going anywhere. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, as they say. So they're dead easy to catch. You're not going to wind up chasing them around all over the place. So if we get these ready, all I do is, I know I've got 15 chickens in there. So all I'm doing is I'm just opening them all up, making sure they're all ready to go. You can hear the birds inside. They're like, let me out, it's morning time, I'm hungry, let me out. Okay, so that's our 15 now. We're ready to go. So let's catch a bird. There we go. That was a bit totally unexpected. He wasn't expecting that. You see this one's going to be one of the cockerels. So I've got to try and do this. So as it can still be seen on camera what I'm doing. Okay, so first up I'm going to flip him over onto his back. Then I open up the ring and I put it around his leg and then I just snap it closed. Just like that. And you can see that that ring's got plenty of movement there. As his leg, if his leg grows any more, he's got plenty of movement there for it. Okay. He looks really cheesed off with me now. But there we go. Right, next one. Okay, so this one is the 15-day chick, and I'm actually going to leave this one. I'm not going to ring this one because there's no point, 'cause we're going to be... Put your wings in. Because there's no... Okay, I'm not actually going to ring this one because there's no point, because it's the 15-day chick. It's going to be getting a different type of ringing soon. We've got a couple we're lining up to do ringing on, and they will be done at the same time. Okay, these are big healthy birds that come out of our main flock. We can tell pretty much which ones the parents are on this one by the green flashes. I don't know if you can see the green flashes there in its tail. So I reckon that's a Baron Greenback one. So flip it over. Take your ring. Open up your ring and place it around the bird's leg. Snap it closed. So I'm not actually squeezing on the bird's leg, I'm actually squeezing the bit. So there we go, that's it snapped closed. It's in there, it's still loose and free. It won't come off the bird, but the bird can keep it on. Right, next one. Okay, next one. Put your wings down. Thank you. That on? Yep, that's on. There we go. Another one done. This is one of the blue Orpingtons that we ordered in. This is actually one that isn't from out of our flock. So these guys are slightly bigger. You can see there that there's not as much free movement on that ring as there was on the other ones. So I'm going to have to keep an extra special eye on her and and just make sure everything goes all right there. Okay, and that's it. It's the last one done. As you can see, I've got 2 rings left over. I've got the 15-day chick that we weren't going to do, and I got one that managed to get away from me. But on a day like today, I'm not going to start fart-arsing about with trying to catch it. The good news is, some of the birds I can see are going to be cockerels. Let me put you back up. Lift you back up, there you go. Okay, so we've got some of the birds that are going to be cockerels. Some of these black ones, not the pure black ones, like see just there, there's a cockerel, young juvenile, trying to get it on with someone. The reason why I say I'm quite pleased that they're cockerels is because the last time we'd done a cockerel dispatch, we actually put some of those ones into the freezer, and they make incredibly good birds. Incredibly good freezer birds, that's the right word, without getting too morbid about it. But that will be coming up in a future video, because I've got another one wandering around. Let me see if I can spot him. See if I can spot him and I'll point him out, because he's another one that's got to go, unfortunately, because we've just got too many cockerels. We lost one of the bantams, the older girl, the lavender bantam. I came in here and I cut down a load of stinging nettles in the morning, and when we came back up in the evening, she was laid over there, no longer with us, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. I think it might have been something that she ate and just got stuck in her throat, because there was a bit of greenery hanging out of her throat. So a bit weird, a bit odd, but there we go. Right, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this male, aren't I, to show you. There he is. Right. Okay, this is where the GoPro fails totally, because it can't zoom in. So let's see if we can get close enough to him. You can see we've got this chicken down here on the floor, and this one up here. This one up here is beautiful. You can see he's got a ring on his leg. He was hatched out by us in March. He was one of 4, so there's him and 3 hens. The other hens are just in there. The hens hatched out in March. They're now 6 months old, so they are now at the point of lay. So they are known as point of lay birds, and they are point of lay because they are laying. Now, unfortunately, him to us is no good. He's a crossbreed, and we don't have any use for him. We already have enough males within our flock. Bringing in any more is just going to cause more stress for the girls. So he's going to be dispatched very soon. As soon as we think he's got enough weight on him, which he's getting pretty close at the minute. He's also got curly toes, but that hasn't ever held him back. He keeps going, but he's very alert, as you can see. But yeah, this is one of the reasons why I ring them, so I can tell that it's one of ours that's been hatched, and if we need to do anything, we can do something with it. The other girls, let me see if I can wiggle in. Sometimes they stand around and watch, other times they don't. So yeah, there you go. I don't know if you can see very well because of the light, because we've got glorious sunshine. But these 2 girls here, they've both been ringed. They've both got orange rings on their legs. They'll be staying. They're not a problem at all. Now the question I suppose you're asking is, can you ring any bird? Can any bird be ringed? Yes is the answer. Everything from a little quail. Little quails used to be, we didn't ring our quail, but yes, quail can be ringed. And before he runs away, I'm trying to get to see Mr. A, because if you look closely at Mr. A's leg, his right leg, so leg that's furthest away from us, he's also ringed. Shall we ring your neck, Dave? What do you reckon? Hey? Coming in and trying to interrupt me while I'm talking to the people on YouTube. That's very rude. I'm talking about Mr. A, not you. Yes, you're not in this episode. It's Mr. A's turn, because he's a star and you're not. Yes. Good old Dave, you've got to love him. Look, see, there he is, there he is, there he is. Yes, he knows I love him, really. Right, so Mr. A, I can jump in. No, he keeps wriggling away. But yeah, he's got a ring on his leg. So yeah, you can ring any bird. It's just a case of getting the right size. Now, the next question always comes up, and the question that I asked myself, I asked Google, I looked on forums, is what size of ring do you need? And the simple answer turned out to be, nobody can give you a one-stop answer. Because if you want a general ring that will do all of your birds, which is what I've got, I think these are 18 mil. I'll put it up on the screen what they are. You see, because there's a difference between, say, the Black Orpington male, as you saw with the Black Orpingtons we just done, and the little chickens there. So if you only breed those chickens, you'll only need ones for those sort of legs. If you only breed Black Orpingtons, you're only going to need bigger ones. And yeah, and everything in between. So the best bet, I would say, is I'll put the size up that I want, that I use on the screen. And if you change your mind, and if you want to buy some, then go out and buy some. They're cheap as chips. They're like £2 for a pack. So you can buy a pack, and if they're the wrong size, if you realise you need larger ones, then you just go and buy larger ones. If you realise you need smaller ones, you go and buy smaller ones. I don't tend to ring them straight away. You'll see we've got chicks which are in our brooder in there at the minute. I won't ring them because they're too small. They're still growing. I prefer to wait, like those ones down there that I've just done, they're 3 months old. So they are now at the stage where, yes, they are going to grow a little bit more, but no, they're not going to grow a huge amount more. So they can be ringed, the rings will stay on, and it will stay on there for permanent. I should have ringed the ducks at the same time. You can see them all over there having a drink, all lined up, but they're still uber cautious. There you can see I'm moving towards them, so they're waddling off. Funny things they are. Aylesbury's they definitely are not. So yeah, that's basically it for rings. So if you have any questions, queries, comments, leave them down below and let me know. Otherwise, thank you for watching another episode of Monday with the Poultry, and until next week, bye bye. You saying bye bye as well? Yeah, that's Mr. Copper saying bye bye to everybody.